Love is in the air, and wouldn't you love your top candidates to love your company if you're hiring for that new position? Well, I'm joined by the expert recruiter guy, Bill Humbert. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, Maddie. How are you this morning?
I'm feeling quite lovely. You get my joke?
I got that. Nicely done.
Thanks. How are you this morning?
I'm lovely also.
I love it. Well, let's talk about getting candidates to love the company they're going to work for.
Too often companies put blocks in their recruiting process that discourage candidates from applying. You're saying, not us. The odds are, though, that your company is guilty.
And what do you feel the blocks are, and how can companies avoid those blocks?
Back in the old days when I started recruiting, people just saw an ad in the newspaper, they mailed their resume, and even in 1990 or 1983, they started faxing their resume. Amazing. It was just amazing. It happened immediately. And then sometimes they even dropped their resumes off. And if that person was good enough, the person reading the resume say, "Hey, why don't you stay here? I want to hook you up with a manager right now." Today, first of all, usually you have poorly written job descriptions that really don't describe the job. And then secondly, they're posted online, and candidates, all of them say, "Oh, I feel like I can do that job," especially when they're desperate for a job. And then they apply online, and that's where the keyword algorithm gets in the way. And it says they're not a high match. Well, if a poor description and a keyword match, that means that even the keyword match isn't working. So the improper use of technology is a major block.
And what steps can companies take to remove those blocks and attract the love from these candidates?
It's important for people to be involved in the process. So encourage your hiring managers to network with people they've worked with in the past and ask them, who do you feel would be a good person for this position? And what's really great is the person they're talking to can ask them questions about the position and really nail that candidate and say, I think that you ought to talk to so and so. The second thing is, don't force candidates to spend 20 minutes to complete an application before there's any mutual agreement that this is a good person and this is a good match for that candidate. Because the really good candidates, as soon as they see they have to fill out an application, they fly away very fast. And then understand, recruiting mirrors a sales process, line by line, step by step. And who are the people doing the recruiting? Well, HR is an important function. And with the exception of recruiting, all of the other HR functions, benefits, compensation, employee relations, employee development, they're all administrative or compliance functions. When have you ever seen a compliance person lead a company in sales? Never. So those are the three steps immediately you should take care of, and get somebody involved who understands sales and understands how to attract people to you.
Now, if companies follow these steps exactly, what do you expect the results will be?
You know, I think, this is appropriate for the season, but I think that if you do a really nice job, then what's going to happen? Those candidates are going to start to love you. Notice all these candidates that love your company because you've made it easy for them to contact you. And that's really important. And if you make that whole process run smoothly, smoother than today, you'll be attracting candidates like crazy. And then it's important to engage them once they get started.
And of course, what's the importance of following your suggestions? Why should they do it?
Well, I am the leading organic search result for talent attraction consultant. I know what I'm talking about. I've been recruiting over 40 years, and I know from the candidate's perspective how they think because I've been coaching candidates for over 26 years. Therefore, I know both sides of the story, and it's really important to follow these suggestions.
Now, if a company wants to work with you, what's the best way for them to get in contact?
I'm very easy. I am recruiterguy.com, and that's GUY. So recruiterguy.com, and you'll find a lot of information on my website to begin with, but on my homepage, there's a red banner. It says Speak with Bill. Click on that, find a time that's convenient for you that works in my calendar, and let's have a conversation.
Bill, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us and always giving us this great information. You are the top recruiter guy.
Thank you, Maddie. It's fun being here.
Make sure that you use the website RecruiterGuy.com. That way you can spend some time chatting with Bill, you can experience his wealth of knowledge, and you can find those perfect candidates to love your company. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show, so don't go anywhere.